So, hey, BATT Family, welcome to PopiCon 2026. We are here for our annual live episode.
Yep.
And we were here last year. We did the top 10 games that needed a sequel, or rather the top 10 games that needed a second edition.
Jump the chart.
This one is the top 10 games that need a sequel or a second chance or steal a mechanism, whatever you want to call it. We are not going to do this for the third year in a row next year, but hey, when you have the joke of let's do it a second time, let's do it a second time.
Right.
So, Scott, how are you doing down there?
I'm good. This is what you guys are going to hear a little bit of an echo. We're in a recital hall.
We do have an audience.
We do.
Thank you very much.
And they willingly came in here. We didn't have to bribe them.
It's true.
Yeah, not yet.
Jason, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling spicy. I actually just got to try some Cinder Jack, which is from a local company, and it is quite tasty.
Nice. I need to try that.
Yeah.
Before we jump into it, I just want to mention our couple of sponsors. First is our channel sponsor, and that is Grand Gamers Guild. They are wonderful. They're out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Mark, I hope you are feeling better because he just had some surgery. That is a different Mark than this Mark.
Both prone to surgery.
Mine was a few months ago, but I get your point.
Yep.
But we have a lot of great games coming up this year from them. Kokeshi is finally getting its American release. There's some tweaks on that. I'm so excited to get that in hand. If you like combo building and tracks, that's all it is. You move track A to move track D to move track B to score something on track E. It's just glorious. In addition to Kokeshi coming out, the pledge manager for Endeavor Deep Sea's new expansion, Uncharted Waters, is coming to a close on February 20th. Until that date, you can still late pledge for all the rewards available on the original campaign. That means you get the deluxe upgrade kit for your retail copy, base game of Endeavor Deep Sea, the brand new expansion Uncharted Waters, or any mixture therein. When this episode comes out, you can find the link to the pledge manager in the episode notes, as it's kind of crazy long. There's some new Kickstarters that they're coming up with for Garinto and a few other things. So some really cool stuff coming this year from Grand Gamers Guild. I will spoil my list a little bit and say I'm actually going to mention one of their games on my list. And the other one I want to mention is Victory Roll. It is our local board gaming cafe over here in Mishawaka, Indiana. And I was really, really disappointed that I wasn't able to catch them because I was down in Indianapolis earlier today. And I showed up right as they left, apparently.
Yep. Literally you might have missed Lisa by 10 minutes.
Yeah, Lisa and Jeff were here.
Yeah, Lisa and
pretty
Jeff
late.
were
Dory was here earlier as well, and they were nice enough to give us a copy of a Lucky Duck game.
Nice. We love Lucky Duck.
So we're going to be trying that one here. It is definitely in my wheelhouse because it is a samurai game.
Yeah, we saw that at Gen Con. It looks like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So for our list at the moment, we are going to be talking the top 10 games that deserve a second chance, that need a sequel. I don't know what we ended up actually deciding the title of this thing was. This list was tough for me. I'm not going to lie.
I thought I had enough, and then I went, I don't have enough. And then I was like, how am I going to be able to justify these? Okay.
I managed to get a list of about 25 that I whittled down to my 10 and my 3 honorable mentions. So
it wasn't too hard for me. I looked pretty deep into the theme of a lot of the games that we've played and a lot of the stuff that I've had in history that I've wanted to either go ahead and see that world or universe kind of fleshed out more in a different game.
Okay.
Or a continuation in that line of games, which clearly you'll go ahead and see one of those later on in the top 10.
Well, to give an example of what we're talking about, if you look at something like Moonrakers, which was a space set, big, beautiful deck building game, and the sequel Brink, which turned into a big negotiation game, or you're looking at Scythe and Expeditions, where it's a continuation of the world, but completely different games. You also have options like Nemesis and a Nemesis Lockdown, or Dune Imperium and a Dune Imperium Uprising, where they are largely the same game, but you could slap a number 2 on them and it would work. I know I have a mixture of those. When I'm going through and giving my picks, it's going to be what mechanism do I want stolen and if I want the theme taken or not, essentially.
Fair enough.
I think a lot of mine's going to be a bit of theme, but I do have someone I was like, I would like to see this re-implemented over this way.
A perfect example for me would be like Sentinels of the Multiverse and Freedom 5.
Yep.
How that is not a sequel per se, but it is a perfect expansion into that universe. That is essentially a entirely different game you get to utilize on a 3D platform.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So with the logistics of this out of the way, Scott, why don't you go ahead and kick us off with your number 10?
Yeah. Okay, so... Oh, wait, are you hitting a cue?
Oh, I probably should hit a cue, shouldn't I?
I probably should be listening to it.
All right, go for it.
So my number 10, I think I'm going to have a bunch of people fighting me for the majority of my list.
Great.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Well, okay. As much as this game has issues, I still enjoy the game. I've always had fun with this game. So my number 10 is actually Talisman. But
why?
But my twist is I'd actually like to see legacy, a legacy styling with it. I think that if you figure out with a legacy element to it, it's going to take out a little bit of the randomness that game, because that game is so hard on the randomness of this game. And if you make it a legacy, you put legacy components into it, it actually gives the game a purpose.
That's fair.
Because if you actually play, if you've played Talisman, it's cool. I'm this dude until you kill me, and then I come with another dude until you kill him.
6 hours,
and it takes way too long. Mm-hmm. And then, like, why not have that ability to, like most good legacy games, you have that element of customization, and so like I can put this thing on this square and it does this thing based on whatever I am. So I mean, yeah, you're still going to have some randomness that you really can't mitigate, but you can actually give it like a purpose because there's an overall and overarching storyline.
Yeah, but they just released the 5th edition of it, and throw a dart in an IP. There's Warhammer 40K, there's Kingdom Hearts, there's Batman. Like, there's so many different versions of Talisman, and they are all terrible.
To that point, though,
but that's why I won Legacy.
I tried playing the Talisman Kingdom Hearts, and that was actually one that was a contender for my list, since there was such an expansive universe for Kingdom Hearts.
And the weird character selection in that.
Yeah.
Like, Mulan is in it, but not Cloud. Doesn't make sense.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is strange.
But there's so much room for that universe. They could do a lot with it. Yeah. I like that.
You would actually have an excuse for all the sideboards, too, if you were doing Legacy.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, oh, cool, now I've unlocked Hell. Okay.
You're already playing Talisman.
I know, right?
That's the third ring or something.
It's not that bad. Well, wait a second.
Well, wait until my number 10, and we'll get there.
Hey, I think I know what I'm going to do for the next Why Did I Play That?
All right, so Jason, what's your number 10?
So my number 10 is one we've talked about only a little bit because it actually came out this year. I don't think that they're going to go ahead and bring anything out to expand upon it in the universe. However, I would hope so, because Origin Story from Stonemaier.
There's already a small expansion announced for it.
It's a more stuff expansion that they've talked about, but it is not anything that is really delving more into the universe of it. And with the characters that they've already created, they evoke wanting to know more. Like, if you look at some of those characters, starting from their alter ego to their egos, there is this wanting of like, all right, who is this person? I want to know more about this. Maybe in a different vein, then we could go ahead and learn a little bit more about the universe, because I would love to see what some of the cards in here could mean.
Sure.
So Origin Story, 100%. I could see this being, if we wanted to do another card game, because, for example, Origin Story here is a trick-taking game that you're essentially deciding either you're going to be a hero or a villain for each round. And depending upon if you take victory points or not for each round, you'll go ahead and accrue those. Whoever gets the most wins the game by the end. I would love to see if there was a more expansive version of this, where maybe it's on a board, maybe you are still choosing throughout your aspect if you are going to be a hero or a villain, and choices you make throughout the game could steer you more towards one way or the other.
Sure.
So that would be an awesome expansion into the universe.
Yeah, I'm 100% on board for this. I really enjoy Origin Story, so to see...
I am amazed at your turnaround on Origin Story. Just shocked about it.
The more I played it, the more I enjoyed it.
And I was the complete opposite.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those games I'm like, I can see why they brought it out. I can see why it's here. I see why it exists. It's got great bones. Mm-hmm. It needs more to it. And I think Jason's absolutely correct, because I was like, I can see why you don't like it. And I'm like, I think that's the reason why I'm so forgiving, is that you have a good structure. It just needed more.
Sure.
Yep.
So my number 10 is a game that I have talked about quite a bit on the channel. I love it. We got it from our channel sponsor, Grand Gamers Guild. It was originally published by Red Mojo. And this is on the list mostly because while I don't know that it's going to happen, I think it is the most ripe for one to happen, because Inferno is such a good game. And you automatically have Paradiso and Purgatorio as options for the next games. And you have the big, heavy worker placement. You are transporting souls down through the various circles of hell. You are doing all the things that game is doing. And I am still just obsessed with it over a year later. And maybe you turn Purgatorio into a negotiation game. Maybe Paradiso is, I don't know, area control. I don't know. But when you're looking at give me more of the theme, give me more of the art, Inferno is just so good. And it's literally just baked right in. There's 2 other stories that you can go off of.
Yeah, very much so.
And Inferno does have an expansion coming out this year. I'm very excited for that. But if we're talking expand the world, let's do it. Give me more than just Inferno.
I could see something a la like Realms of Reckoning style, where they have something along those veins, but there's so many different options that you could take.
Yeah.
And with that art style, it would be gorgeous.
Oh, that art is so good in that game.
Yeah, love that.
So, yeah, that's my number 10. Scott, what's your number 9?
My number 9 will be the first one that I am pulling that I think there needs to be a theme for this one. Even though I really need Mark to really help me through the game because I still struggle with it.
I'm curious now.
I would like to see from Van Ryder Games, I would like to see a final girl that is Megan and the movie Afraid. Obviously Megan and Megan 2.0 just came out. The movie Afraid is where a smart home security system takes over the house.
All right. So you just want more Final Girl.
I want more Final Girl. I think everything's always been these, you've got the grandiose bad guy. Now you have a house. Now the house, it's the environment itself trying to kill you. And I don't know if there's one where the absolute environment is trying to kill you.
I mean, yes, but not like when you're looking at Station 3891, 2891, 2891, because it's the year the thing came out backwards.
Right.
Arguably, you have that there because you can freeze and die. But on the whole, you're right. It is mostly coming off the killers.
Right.
That said, they have their Season 4 Kickstarter coming out in February. And for that, there is still one of the feature films they have not announced. So it's still very possible that one of those could be.
Oh, I will laugh.
If it keeps going, I mean, Season 5, Season 6, there's enough slasher movies and enough horror movies that they could easily go that route.
They could do an adult version of Disney's Smart House. Katie Seagal.
Oh, my God.
That is exactly what it, just as soon as you said it, that came to my mind and just went, a horror version of this.
I thought you were going to say the computer that wore tennis shoes.
Oh my God, that would be funny as well.
I mean, look, I'm for it. I love Final Girl. Give me more Final Girl.
And honestly, that was also one of the reasons why I did it, because I was like, I know I won't get pushback on this one.
No, not at all.
Because I was like, and though honestly, Megan's a great movie.
I haven't watched it yet.
For a horror.
Megan 2 seems absolutely absurd, and I want to watch that even more than the original Megan.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like they took it, they saw that how camp the first movie was, and just dialed it up to 20.
I would really like a Happy Death Day.
Yes.
Oh,
that would be a fun one.
Yeah, Happy Death Day. That's a good one, too.
The other Live, Die, Repeat movie.
Yeah.
All right, Jason, what's your number 9?
So my number 9 came out in 2023. It is from Renegade, and I fell in love with the original game the first time we played it. It is Veil of Eternity.
Oh, so good.
And I would absolutely love to go in and see a almost gotta catch 'em all version of this, where you have a Hexplorit or something and are able to potentially collect and kind of make them into your party of these different types of monsters and whatnot, because they are done so well in kind of a universally loved artwork that game could just go ahead and go everywhere. And it could be ages 10 and up for all I care. I would jump on that, no problem.
It is a world I want to see more of, for sure.
Yes.
It's one you could sit there and say, like, here's a TTRPG, and I would be about it. Or you could say, here's a big area control game. I would be about that as well. It's such a good game. I think, if I remember correctly, it's number 16 in my top 100. I love Veil of Eternity. It's so good.
Have you played the expansion for you?
I've played Artifacts. I really like Artifacts. I recommend it. I don't think it is required, but if you own it and you want to change up, because it moves it from a 60-point win condition to an 80-point, so it does change the game a bit. I have not played the new Curses expansion, and from what I see of it, I'm actually not super interested in it.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, I'll probably end up picking it up because it's Veil of Eternity, and that game's amazing.
Is it more of a take that aspect? Then?
No, it has this aspect of your cards are cursed. And so if you use them enough times, they will go away. And so you get big bonuses out of them. But if you're still holding on to them at the end of the game, they give you a bunch of negative points.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's a lot of like high risk, high reward. And I don't know if that's what I want out of that game, but I haven't tried it yet. So I also don't know.
Yeah. Could be a really cool new engine to start in.
I know it's getting very good reviews.
Awesome.
Love that.
Yours?
So my number 9 is one that I don't think we've ever talked about on the podcast before. It came out in 2020 from Ravensburger. It was designed by Prospero Hall. It has all this gorgeous Jenny Frison art. It is Wonder Woman Challenge of the Amazons.
Ooh.
Look, Wonder Woman is awesome. She's my favorite superhero, and she's on my car.
She is.
Yep.
But the game itself was really, really interesting as a co-op game because inside of it was Ares, Cheetah, and Cersei. And it has this really interesting structure where you are going to talk about what you want to do as a fully cooperative game. And then as you are planning your turn, it kind of does the Bohemians thing of we're going to just do our own planning and then we're going to reveal what we do. And what's interesting is it actually gives you cards in the middle of that phase. So you're sitting there saying, I want to try and chase Ares down over here and try and do whatever our objective is, because you will play 3 cards and then you are dealt 2 more cards. And so now, that plan, I could do that, but now I have these extra cards. So now maybe I can actually go do this other objective over here. The only restriction on the game is you're not allowed to talk to each other during that phase. So it's trying to prevent alpha player, which is fine, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah.
But give me another game like that. Give me a sequel. Give me more content for this. I don't really care. You could give me an Aquaman game like this. Like, give me more of this system, because it is set up beautifully the way they did with Horrified of let's just kind of slot some parts out and put a really pretty theme on it. I have no idea why this game hit and vanished, because it wasn't that far away from the various Wonder Woman movies. And again, it was all designed by Jenny Frison. Like, she did all the cover art for Wonder Woman for a while.
Yeah.
And she's been on Catwoman most recently, if I can remember correctly. Like, just gorgeous art, super fun game, and it just had no support whatsoever, and there just wasn't enough in the box. I would love more of that game.
What was the company that
Ravensburger.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Literally, it's the people that are Horrified. It doesn't make sense that they didn't support it. All right, Scott.
Scoots.
Number 8.
Probably one that people are going to fight me on. I don't care. I love Seven Wonders.
How dare you?
There's so many variations already.
Hold on. But there is not the 7 wonders of the industrial world, nor is there the 7 wonders of the modern world.
It's called Brass.
I would I would love to see. There's so many things that they could do with that, and we always talk about the ancient world. There was always those things that we grew up that were our forebears, great grandparents and great great grandparents, that they were part of the industrial age.
Your generation.
I will slap you.
Back in my day.
My tennis ball walker is just out of this hall. And I just think that it's very interesting to sit there and kind of go.
Validated as parking and everything.
I mean, I have a handicap sticker. Anyway, it's for my mom, regardless. But no, I just think it's one of those fun things of we don't talk about the other lists of 7 wonders, and it would be just honestly a nice little nod to the other things that we've done as a society and a civilization.
Yeah, but then just go play Timeline, and you'll actually have fun.
I'm sorry, I enjoy 7 wonders.
I just don't.
I understand you don't. I like the roll, the 7 wonders with the roll, just all the dice and the rolling right. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. Love that
I
information.
like 7 wonders. We played it a lot with our family, and we had a blast without really having any fights, which is pretty rare since my brother is a big rules lawyer. So
I like 7 Wonders Duel enough, and I want to try the Lord of the Rings one.
that'd be cool.
But for a series of games, I'm never going to sit here and poo-poo their importance to the industry at all.
Huge.
But I've just never been a big fan.
And I get that. And it's okay for you to be wrong.
Sure. All right, Jason, what's your number 8?
So my number 8 It's a game that we've already talked about tonight. However, we didn't really throw it in the recording as of yet, I don't think. It's something that you own from 2018.
Okay.
You talked about Nemesis in Lockdown. However, I think that Nemesis having an on-world game would be amazing.
Oh, like you
Kinda
mean
does
like planetary?
with Retaliation.
But I really want to see something along the lines of give me that exploration that Prometheus did. Where
So you're saying an open world Nemesis
yes,
game? Okay.
Give me a Vantage style but survival horror version of Nemesis with the creators of Nemesis, because I think that would be really, really cool.
I mean, they have Tainted Grail, so they can clearly do open world stuff. I mean,
Like that.
that's Awakened Realms.
I could get behind that.
Yeah, give me a Nemesis where
I'm not against it.
I'm finding more about how these things were created and whatnot, and all of a sudden, oh no, Mark becomes one of them. It's fine. It's okay. No big deal.
It's a
That's
Tuesday.
fair.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I thought about Nemesis on the list, but between Nemesis, Lockdown, and Retaliation, it's like, it already has its sequels. It already feels different game to game. I didn't want to put it on there, but I also didn't think of it in the way of a big open world. I mean, so long as, you're allowed to zigzag or just, veer off to the side, unlike Prometheus, I think it would be a fun game.
Once Vantage came out and kind of showed me how well an open world can fit into a box like that, we have talked oodles about Vantage, so I don't want to get so far into
So
it.
much Vantage,
but
yeah.
we're huge fans. But as soon as that game came out, I immediately thought of what if this became more of that survival horror, this grim dark version where you could see a cool grim adventures in Vantage style. That'd be awesome.
I'd try it out.
Yeah, same. What you got, Mark?
So my number 8 is from 2021. It is technically a re-implementation of a game released in, I think, 2019, but it was just essentially a cleanup in a second edition. It is from Draw Lab Entertainment in Georgios Eleftheradis and Theophilos Koutrobis, and this is Fired Up. So Fired Up is a super weird game, and it is one of the only moments that Scott has ever looked at me after playing a game and said, if you ever get rid of this, it's coming to me because this is too good to get rid of. And you are playing in a futurized cyberpunk arena, and there are all these fighters in the middle of it, and you're the audience. You have essentially no control over the fight itself, but you are trying to raise the morale and raise the stats of the various fighters because at its heart, it's a bidding game where you are trying to say, like, I'm going to try and make X, Y, and Z conditions happen and then hope they actually happen in the fight. It's a weird game. Games can be scored like 2 to 16 or 30 to 150. It is super strange. It's beautiful. And I would love to see more of that theme, more of that world. Like, it's a unique take on a theme that we have seen. And I think this team, especially with how good the production of the game is, it would be interesting to see it used. Let me see more of the society. Let me see more of the sports. I don't inherently need the same mechanisms by any means, but this is one that I want to see more of the world itself.
Very cool.
Yeah, because I mean, just the sheer fact of like that's their sport.
Yeah,
like
just gladiatorial blood combat.
Yeah,
it's fine.
You do you.
Number 7.
We have talked extensive between Mark and I of Calico versus Cascadia. And this one, for my number 7, I have decided that I would like to see a Cascadia where the mechanism was more for enriching the environment so those animals could survive to build your patterns instead of just doing I pick an environment tile and I get the animal that goes on top of it. I would love to see that type of almost maybe like a world development type of thing, but like you want that growth to sit there and give you the tiles. I know there's some games that are like that, but I think that you can still give it that beautiful Cascadia spin that allows it to flourish.
So technically, what you're asking for is kind of extant now with Cascadia Alpine Lakes.
Really?
Because it's taking that Cascadia vibe and it's actually mixing Acropolis, if you know that game.
And I don't.
It's a stacking tile game where you are building patterns on top of each other and you're only scoring what's on top. And so it is literally a verticalization of Cascadia that I think is still doing what I haven't looked into it too terribly much, but that might already be coming.
I mean, I think it'd be really neat. I don't care so much for like all the pattern building and all that other stuff. I would love the idea
makes
of building,
no sense.
Which I understand that, but I like the idea of enriching the environment to foster that growth.
Jason?
All right, so this one is a little bit kooky, but the universe in and of
just wait.
itself is something that I think everybody can kind of wrap their mind around. This is from House Fish Balloon and published by Good Gaming. It is a 2022 Trick Draw.
Oh, yeah. I enjoyed that game.
Trick Draw was a lot of fun. In its simplicity, you are essentially trying to get up to 10 victory points, a la setting down a certain set of cards that you will have and that you will gain, but each of them will have a different spell to be able to use that will either flip over some of the cards that you have already played to victory points, or will flip them back over to reuse the spells that you already had there. The cool part about it is Trick Draw can go ahead and be played by multiple people, and essentially, once it hits 10 victory points, it isn't the end, it is the final showdown, which everybody gets one more turn after the 10 VP to be able to try to accrue more than that original victor. So essentially, even though Han shot first, he might not be the mortal wounder. So if you can take this game of a Wild Wild West meets Magic and put these two factions together, I would love to go ahead and see a TT RPG or even some kind of crazy deck builder for it.
I want to see something like the Few and Cursed for this.
Yeah, Few and the Curse would be
good.
amazing. This one, it's light fun. You're not like, it's not as much of a take that, but it is kind of an engine builder based off of how you play your cards, when you time them, and then how best to flip your cards and other people's cards so that you can end up with the most victory points at the end. Essentially, the quickest draw with the Mortal Wound. So I would love to go ahead and see this one, even if we had something like Power Rangers Heroes the Grid style, where you get to go ahead and play something along those lines. Give me a spell-slinging gunslinger. Yeah. Yep.
My number 7, I actually gave you my copy of.
Ah.
I will say, when I was
That narrows it down slightly.
when I was trying to figure out my list, I actually went through and I looked at all my previously owned games before I went anywhere else. Because I was thinking, these are the games that either failed on the market or just did enough right to make me interested, but didn't execute perfectly. So my number 7 is a 2016 game from Grant Rodiak and Portal Games. This is Cry Havoc.
Yep.
Cry Havoc is gorgeous, and it has area control and deterministic combat, where you are looking at trying to control gems on the board. And essentially, when you get into a fight with somebody, once all the player turns are done and the fights trigger, you're able to assign your warriors to either capture, kill, or steal the gems. And it is literally just deterministic of whoever puts more in a spot wins. So it is very much like playing Small World, but more complicated. It has more meat on the bones. The problem that I ended up having with Cry Havoc is that unless you're playing perfectly with 4 people, it's not that interesting. And unfortunately, because the map doesn't really change and it doesn't have kind of that Nexus opsy, like I get to just make a weird map and go nuts.
Yeah.
It can just kind of wear out. And so what I would like to see is something use that heavy deterministic combat system, use the really pretty art again, that's fine. Give me another planet, do whatever. I don't really want a second edition of it. I want something to take Cry Havoc, build on it, and just, I don't know, give us another option out there for deterministic combat, because there is just not that many area control and direct combat games that is very much like, here's what's on the board, this is what's going to happen, it's all player choice. I would just like to see more of that. Scott, you're number 6.
King of Tokyo Cooperative Boss Battler. I would love to. I've always liked King of Tokyo. It's a fun game. Doesn't matter if it's. I still haven't played Dark.
You haven't played that yet?
No, I still have not played that yet.
We'll play it at MacQuakeCon.
That sounds good. I've always liked the game. There's nothing like being a kaiju. It becomes cooperative because you're obviously dealing with a threat that's bigger than you. So, like, maybe it's aliens. Maybe it's...
So basically, you're telling me what you want is what I wanted King of Monster Island to actually be?
I've never played King of Monster Island, so...
King of Monster Island is essentially cooperative King of Tokyo.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would like the idea of that. Not only am I able to maybe give you guys energy, I can heal my allies, but also like protect and save the city so that the city itself can help defend and give energy and resources to us as the players. And I was like, that'd be really kind of cool.
Jason, what's your number 6?
So my number 6 is my, I believe, second oldest game, and it's back from 2005. We talked a little bit about it before we started, but it's from Game Republic Incorporated, and I cannot tell you how many fantastic memories I have from Shadowhunters. I love this game. Essentially, what you are doing is having a bit of like social deduction, but it's also a battler of sorts. Essentially, what you have is you have 3 factions, up to 6 players, and each faction can have up to 2 people in it. You'll have essentially the normies, you have the middle ground, and then you have these arcane or, Grimm's fairy tale type baddies. And then as you go through the game, people will slowly start to figure out each person's role via going to one of 6 different places and being able to suss out essentially by giving them cards what faction they might be a part of. These cards will essentially go ahead and say, if you are a supernatural person, take 1 damage. And you'll look on your person's character sheet and say, okay, I have 8 health. Now in this health tracker here, I'm going to move down 1. Now, each one of these pawns don't have anything to go and indicate what you are, but you'll go ahead and through deductive reasoning be able to figure out, okay, now I know since you went down by 1 health marker, I know that you are a bad guy. Essentially, what you want to do is be the last faction standing. And what I think would be really cool to go ahead and re-implement this into kind of a fresh idea for the game is to have almost a 3-way faction version of iCore, where you have 3 different areas on the board instead of just a 1v1, and up to 6 people or even 12 with all of the different people you can play in the game, of having each person be able to go ahead and try to get to the other spaces or take out the other idols, and whoever's left standing, whoever gets to their ending area first wins.
And we talked about this before we started recording because you had made mention of it. Just for due diligence, this game was re-implemented into a game in 2021, I think, called Fangs. But what you're asking for is using the actual Shadowhunters world.
Yes, I want an expansion of the world. This game could use a 2nd edition, but that's not really what this top 10 is about.
That's not what this list is.
This one is trying to expand on the world or come up with a sequel to it. So I really want to go ahead and see a new part of the world open up and have it be a new game to go ahead and give it a refresher.
Nice.
And I think with that, it would be awesome.
So my number 6 is one that I would be astounded if either of you even knew about. I'm not going to lie. A lot of the rest of my list is, what is he discussing? And this is a 2016 game from Tom Blaze, Ian van Gemeren, and Bart Watershoot from Eagle Griffin Games. This is one of the first games that came out under the Eagle Griffin line after they merged the 2 companies together. And this is The Daedalus Sentence.
Oh.
So The Daedalus Sentence is a cooperative game where you are in a concentric circle of rings that is a prison. And as the game is moving around, you have to find the doors and line them up to actually be able to move from one ring to another. And your goal is, as a party, to escape. The production is not great. The gameplay is honestly not that great. The box itself is wider than my table.
Wait, what?
It will not fit even within multiple Calyx cubes. It is way too big. But
Gross.
What you mentioned up top, Scott, is what I want out of this. So The Daedalus Sentence, Legacy. Give me a reason. Why are we in the prison? Let us expand. Let us explore the board. Because the theme is neat. Mechanically, it's a really neat idea of you have these rings that are constantly moving around and you are doing what you need to do with them. It's just the game was terrible. And as I was sitting there looking at the list, I'm like, this is one that if they took another swing at, put it in the world, and again, a legacy or a campaign game would be great. And I think now, with 10 years later, and when you look at what Eagle Griffin Games does now, I mean, they are responsible for all the big, heavy Lacerda games. So you have the productions of On Mars and The Great Library and Inventors. They are gorgeous. They know what they're doing now. I think it would be just a great choice, but it also needs to be in a smaller box. Like it's only about this wide, but it makes the Gloomhaven box look small.
Wow.
It's stupid. Number 5.
Number 5 for me feels like when the game first came out, it was an absolute miss, and why wasn't this part of the game? I want a new version of Nidavellir where you actually get the dwarves and they go to battle, because like you do all this stuff to get your dwarves, you get your nice little clan of dwarves, and then you do nothing else with them.
So you want a role player monsters and minions is what you're saying.
I mean, maybe kind of, because it's just like...
That was my problem with role player, is that you go through this whole cool character creation and then the game's done. That expansion added it in. The expansions for Nidavellir didn't do that.
No. Right. That whole world seems very, very interesting. It very much feels like what you would enjoy, Jason, because it very much feels very Norse, because you're dealing with dwarves and there's all the iconography that they've got in this game. And it's like, cool, I did all this really great stuff, and...
Alternatively, you could play Caverna. I don't like Caverna, but you could play that one.
I could, but I enjoy Nidavellir. I mean, I do enjoy Nidavellir.
Oh, Nidavellir is great. I love it.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
I just want...
And I will say this.
It's that back end that I would like to see.
I guess, sorry, Carlo, but I would rather play Caverna rather than Agricola, for sure. The reason I bring up Caverna is because you have a tribe of dwarves, a clan of dwarves, that you were expanding the cave system they're in. You're doing farming stuff with them, and you were sending them out on quests. So it's giving what you want thematically, but not mechanically at all. Because Nidavellir is a much lighter game. It's a much shorter game. I think it's a better game.
So for Nidavellir, would you want to go ahead and have something that's more along the lines of a kind of worker placement meeple movement type of game? Or do you want something where I have put together my team of dwarves, now I'm going to send them through a place gauntlet style?
I think I like
a boss monster thing?
Yeah. I kind of like the second idea. I have my group, you have your group, you have your group. Maybe it's like one of those things of, yep, we're going to go this direction, and by gum, I hope we survive. Because you can even almost do a cooperative with that. I guess I'm really in the mood for more cooperative games with some of these things.
I've been looking at my collection thinking the same thing recently, actually.
Because like there's so many really good games, and I love what they do, and I think I would love them more if they had the cooperative aspect to them.
I think the only reason I am good with it in Nidavellir in a way that I'm not in a game like Role Player is that Nidavellir at its heart is a bidding and economic game. And so knowing that really what I'm doing is just scoring points off of a bidding engine, I'm good with it. But I've never really thought about Nidavellir going that route, and I would be for it.
That'd be cool.
It would be cool.
Yeah, I want more. And I think I think that would be a neat way to, I've done all this work, now here we go.
Yeah.
Fully agree.
Yeah.
Number 5, what you got there, Jason?
So for mine, I actually have 2 different ways that this one could go in my brain. And Maria, I have to go and give a shout out because she gave me the idea for one of them. And it's not something I normally go for. But it was actually a game that just came out in 2024. I hope that they are going to go ahead and come up with a second version of this. But it is the Avatar: The Last Airbender Aang's Destiny deck building game by the Op. They went ahead and made a fantastic deck builder where you could choose between several of the key players, and you are able to essentially walk through Aang's journey with all of his friends and all the complications that come around as they slowly learn more about earthbending, waterbending, firebending, airbending, until they reach the climax of the journey. And it was a very well put together deck builder, a great campaign box that was not entirely too long, but it did have some really good challenges. And the artwork on it, everything was very true to form for the game. I would absolutely love for them to, I assume they're going to go with a Korra route, which I would also be very much down for. However, in my personal preference, I would love them to dig back into the history a little bit and actually do a Kyoshi era, which in this aspect is a couple iterations of the Avatar back, and dig into the history a little bit of the game to kind of flesh out some of the story that they've done through books and they've done through a couple other genres, but they haven't quite put down into any kind of animation aspect or anything yet. So kind of working your way through a campaign-based game to give you more history into the world would be immensely amazing, especially since if you haven't read the books, you don't really know what happens back there, so you can't have it really ruined for you quite yet. The other route I'd really love to go ahead and take is In the vein of Avatar, it all started with one person, and he gets his story told in some short vignette. The cool part about this, and what I would love to see, is almost a Final Girl-style single-player campaign of him going through all of the different aspects and talking to the different dragon turtles, because yes, there are dragon turtles, which essentially gave him the ability to become the first Avatar.
Sure.
So I would love to see either or both of these avenues experienced, because I think it would be an awesome and just a really rich in history example of the universe.
Sure. So my number 5 is one that it's a shame because it's out of print, and they have committed that they are not printing any more of this game. It is from 2018, and Gordon Kaea is the designer. Mighty Boards published it. The game is called Vengeance. Mm-hmm. And Vengeance is a revenge action movie as a board game.
Love this game.
You actually have a version through one of the expansions where somebody can play as the director, and they will actually put out the enemies and everything. But you are going through and just being a revenge action movie. What I want out of this is very straightforward. John Wick.
Yep.
Just make it John Wick. There was a roll and write version that they called Roll and Fight, which I thought was great. It was a real-time competitive. It had a whole bunch of stuff going on with it. It was best as a solo game. And it just didn't give me what I wanted. My biggest problem with Vengeance as well is that it was kind of overwrought. The theme is great, but the rules are a mess. There's way too many pieces. The game was too long. It felt great for what it was. But if you just take the system, clean it up, and put it into John Wick, it'd be great.
There was definitely aspects of the game, because I played it a few times, where
it's so good.
You have
just
to
too long.
Buckle up for this one. It's very close to when we talk about like Vantage and stuff of, if you're going to go out and play a full stint of this one, you're going to need to sit in here for a full session to do so.
Yeah, you're strapping in for 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just too long.
But it is a great game, and there are some really, really cool characters to go and play in there.
I didn't realize you played, because I was going to say, of all of us at the table, it's actually most for you.
I absolutely love this one. Shout out to Rich at Eco Owl. He owns it. I've played it several times at his house, and my goodness, it was so much fun.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful, too. Yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, Vengeance. Should come back with the John Wick theme. Number 4, Scoodly Doodly Doo.
I would love to see I'm going to Ticket to Ride Chicago. I would love to see a mixture of dealing with moving your industry and people. Chicago has a huge train yard. We know that there is the elevated lines and everything like that. I mean, we've got, the South Shore that comes from South Bend and goes out that way. I think it would be very interesting to sit there and see them do a blending of controlling moving passengers, which could be very easily done as a bonus point type section where you're messing with subway lines, but they do mash and mix within the normal train yards where you're dealing with a moving around industry.
So can I ask a clarifying question?
Yes.
Are you looking for this to be Ticket to Ride because you want it to be that weight of game?
Yes.
Because there's plenty of train games out there, and there's plenty of move your people, do all your stuff. Well, but if you're looking at Ticket to Ride weight, that makes sense why you want that.
Yes. I've seen Ticket to Ride New York. I've seen Ticket to Ride, what was it, San Francisco, and they're just...
the little box ones.
The little box ones.
Yeah, they're Ticket to Ride in 15 minutes.
And they're fine.
Yeah.
I think if they're going to sit there and they're going to honor a city, give it a full box, and actually give us some meat on the game.
Sure.
And I think if you sit there and you do that mix of how, we are very blessed. We live here in the Midwest. Chicago's just a couple hours away from us, and that rail system is so extensive.
Yeah.
It would be very interesting and neat to see them do that with the city of Chicago.
Sure.
I can't bone in on this one because I hate Ticket to Ride.
I mean, there's so many Ticket to Rides, and I understand that completely.
Thank you.
Hey, guess what? I'm going to be repeating myself for number 3. Anyway.
Great.
But
Ticket to Ride Legacy is really good, though.
Ticket to Ride Legacy is really nice.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I'm not the only one who just doesn't like that game.
I enjoy it. It's not in my top 100. Like, again, it's one of those like 7 wonders of I respect the hell out of the game, but I don't play it that often. It doesn't get asked for, all the things.
And I think for me, it's that it might be a mechanic that makes me want to play it again.
That's fair. I get that.
Absolutely valid as a pick, though.
No.
For mine, it is a 2025 drop, so I know it is new. Yeah,
wow, okay.
It's new. We've talked about this before, not on the podcast, but in person.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Is this Citizens of the Spark?
Hell yeah, it is, baby.
All right. I would like to see more of this world.
I would love to see more of this
Yes.
world. Hands
so,
down.
I don't know if any of you guys have seen Citizens of the Spark from Thunderworks, but
Very pretty game.
the artwork on the game is absolutely gorgeous. I wish they did a little bit more with some of the components for it to go ahead and make it a little bit more cohesive.
And less fiddly.
But
Yeah.
essentially what you're doing is you are creating a city by having a column draft where you get to go ahead and have 3 separate rows and columns put together, and each person is going to go ahead and take a turn on their area and pick out one of the rows from this pool, essentially, which is going to go ahead and have various different citizens. And the citizens are different archetypes that are based on animals that are like humanoid style. So you have advisors and you have soldiers and stuff like that. Each of them have different abilities. So every time you go ahead and you take the entire row, you'll bring it into your city, essentially, and then you're going to go ahead and stack them together. So it's actually beneficial to have multiples of each type of citizen, where at one point you will choose to activate one of these abilities that they have, and you'll be the one to start it, but then people in a clockwise fashion can also mirror that action if they have that citizen as well. So you'll be able to essentially say, I'm activating my soldier to go ahead and do this thing on this person, and then other people will be able to mirror it afterwards. And essentially what you want to do is you want to curry enough of these sparks, essentially victory points, to be able to have the most at the end of the game. The awesome part about this is the world itself seems like several years after a human extinction event might have happened.
It gives kind of an enslaved Journey to the West vibe, if you remember that game.
And where the animals have not only become like hyper sentient, but they have risen above our ranks, and they are actually searching for these kind of artifacts from the old world, almost Fallout-esque in that respect, but they're actually a lot more put together than Fallout. I would just love to go ahead and see an expansion in any aspect in a different play style, where we get to go ahead and see more of this world fleshed out. And even if it was a Seven Wonders style where you have, a certain type of person is trying to build out and they're going to do this, you just get more of the backstory. And it's just so well done. Keep the same artists, please, because they are amazing.
My only comment on that is when I played Citizens of the Spark, it felt very eminent domain to me because of that. I lead an action, do you follow or you dissent type thing. And just get Seth Jaffe on, who's the designer of all the eminent domain stuff. There's so many expansions. There's so many ways to twist that system that, just pull him in. I think there's plenty of space in that design that you could expand off of it or do other things in that world. Even just approach the set collection, hand management stuff in different manners. The world is rich enough. I think it's very much there. I just wish I liked the base game better.
Even like a Lords of Waterdeep style game, or
Something.
even if everybody has their own type of town and you do kind of a meeple diversion of, all right, I'm going to go ahead and take this worker and put it into your area, and I'm going to trade you goods to go ahead and maybe I give you cash, but I get these goods.
I kind of want something maybe flamecrafty out of it.
Yeah,
actually.
a little bit. That would be really cool too.
Like a heavier flamecraft. Yeah.
How about you?
All right, now my number 4, I'm going to let you guys guess. This is my Stonemaier pick. This should be pretty obvious.
Smitten.
Wow.
That already has a sequel.
Pulling a deep one there. Is it one that we talked about in the chat earlier this week?
No.
Okay. Maybe I'm stunted.
So I love Stonemaier for a variety of reasons. Like Jason said, I have been working with them since 2019 with them and MeepleSource as far as going to conventions, doing playtesting, doing all kinds of stuff with them. And shout out to MeepleSource, who's another one of our sponsors, and they're great. Awesome. This is the game that I love most for its theme. It is also the one that deserves a sequel because Euphoria, Build a Better Dystopia,
Oh, yes.
needs to expand that world. Leaders of Euphoria does exist. I know it. It's a social deduction game. It is not published by Stonemaier. They licensed out the IP, and that was 2015, 2016. It's been a minute. What I want is the next step in the story. So you've already given me expeditions. You've already continued Scythe's story. In Euphoria, you are building the dystopia from Brave New World. You are keeping your people dumb and happy, and you have revolutionaries underground, and you have the Icarites in the air doing their stuff. Give me the next step in the story. Maybe it's a campaign game. Maybe it's a Rise of Fenris type expansion. I don't know. I don't care. I want more in the Euphoria world. It deserves it. It's so thematic, especially for a game from 2013 that just drips with theme. And we've gotten one game there.
That sounds like an awesome pick.
We need more. Scott, number 3.
I warned you that I had another Ticket
Oh,
to
no.
Ride. The reason why I have Ticket to Ride Space or Moon Base or Planetary.
Moon Colony Bloodbath. I need to play that game. Anyways.
The idea for this one is it's more of a resource gathering, building routes, because I know there was a Ticket to Ride. I want to say it was like United Kingdom, where you had to sit there and gain the resources to be able to build better and longer tracks. But the idea here is that, yes, you're collecting tickets, blah, blah, blah. But it's more for the fact of a resource gathering, increasing, gathering supplies that you need to just have the colony survive. Also going out to get things. And like the rails would be more of this is a shared thing. Like, I build this thing, great. You're going to be able to use it on your colony.
So this is the Kessel Run.
Kinda, yeah.
Brass Kessel Run.
Brass Kessel Run.
Oh,
I'd play that game.
There we go.
I'd play that game.
Right.
If you guys have played Brass Lancaster, this would be that one. Amazing. I can't say words in British. You know that.
It's true.
Yeah.
Neither can Clarky.
Worcester.
So you're looking again at a Ticket to Ride wait game, because again, there's plenty of
Yes.
pick up and deliver space games.
Yes.
But you like the route building and the wait
and being able to. The main component is keeping people alive, keep building your settlement to survive in a hostile land.
All right.
So like when you build a 3 route, you're drawing resources because now you're able to go out farther. And then I go on to a 4 route, so I draw 2 resources. It's one of those things of resource grabbing.
Would I be able to gather space cows?
Yes.
All right, I'll try it.
Okay. If that's all it's going to take to get you to play it,
You won't have it on turn 3, though.
No, you will not have it on turn 3.
Not by
because
turn 3, by
you will
far.
shoot yourself in the foot if you do that.
Oh, man.
All right, Jason, what's your number 3?
Number 3 is going to go ahead and actually be a one that I showed you guys tonight. You guys have not quite seen it out there. I recently purchased one, actually a couple weeks ago, called The Four Doors.
I've played it.
Yeah, this is I actually have it in my bag over here.
I got rid of it.
It is more of a lightweight game, 1 to 5 players, where essentially it has this rich context of you are just these arbiters of the world, and you are in a lighthouse. And there is a hollows underneath from which there is darkness coming and spreading throughout this lighthouse. And each level of the lighthouse is a door to another world. The awesome part about this is as you play the game, you are evoking new darkness from the hollows to come and try to infect these worlds. And the arbiters are trying to mitigate all of the darkness from getting into these new realms by using spells and eventually collecting enough relics to come together and close those doors, essentially keeping the darkness out. And then at the end of the game, you want to reach the top of the lighthouse and relight the beam so that you can shun the darkness. I think this is dripping in some really great universe that you could expand out via Stephen King or a la you like Dark Tower, that I think more into this would be amazing. Even if it's still lightweight in this aspect, give me more games where what happens if the people go through one of these doors. Give me a new aspect for each one of these worlds. Give me a new rich game to go ahead and play based on each one of them, because each one of them has a different kind of coloration to it, so it clearly looks like they are either different realities or different universes entirely. So I think it would be awesome to see what happens if the Arbiters actually step through one of these doors and make an entire universe out of it.
I don't hate that.
My issue is that the game is from Matt Leacock, and it is Ben Pinchback and Matt Riddle as well. And the fact that I'm just remembering this is kind of surprising to me, since the last time I thought about this game was Gen Con. Mm-hmm. It is a great design team. The problem is Matt Leacock designs Pandemic, and that's all this game feels like. And if I'm going to play a really light Pandemic, I have to agree with Jen. Ugh. And I would rather just play Forbidden Island.
No.
I just thought it was a massive letdown. And I don't think that the designers, especially since it would mostly be Matt Leacock, I'm assuming, I don't think we would get that much interesting out of it.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I had a really bad reaction to that game, though, so that's me. Sure. All right, so my number 3 is one that you guys would never, ever guess. In fact,
Smitten.
Is it Dogs and Poo?
No. Puppies or Poo?
Puppies or Poo.
Boo!
We just did a preview on that game and a full review on it. Wow.
It's stupid and fun. No, it is. So my number 3 is a weird one. If we've talked about it on the podcast before, I love Legends of the Five Rings.
Yeah.
It's my favorite IP.
Makes sense.
I love playing the CCG back in the day. I never played the LCG because my wallet couldn't stand that, so I didn't. We've had a couple of good games in the L5R universe since, but almost none. It's Battle for Rokugan and River of Gold.
Yeah.
That's really all we've had. And I know there's the new Champions of Rokugan coming, but
Yeah.
that's something entirely different. What I want is a new version of the 2011... It's technically a board game, and I say this because in the original Legend of the Five Rings, there was no good multiplayer variant until War of Honor came out. And War of Honor took L5R and said, here is the central battle that you're fighting over, and now everybody's going to build their map around it, and we are going to warp the way the victory conditions can go. So honor, dishonor, going for the rings, or going for military victory. And it turned it into an area control game that you then got to use your custom decks for. Thankfully, there were decks in the box. There were no cranes, so it was a clear problem. But at least, look, Scorpion was in the box, and that is unacceptable. It still makes me mad that it's a Scorpion ship on the front of River of Gold. But
He's very deep in the lore.
I'm Crane. War of Honor is a really neat idea of let's have a modular board, bring the cards you want in. What I would love is maybe a deck building system or something like Millennium Blades of here's the stuff you need for the game. Give me a new version of that area control with those L5R win conditions because we haven't had anything even remotely like it. I would like a return to old school L5R. Give me a new version, new idea of War of Honor. I know I'm probably the only person in the world asking for this, but by God, I want it. So Scott, what is your number 2?
Does your number 2 have anything to do with trains?
No.
Okay, cool.
Samurai?
No.
Courtiers?
God, no.
Obsession.
That game is Courtier singular.
This is my Stonemeyer pick. Ooh, I want to see them think. I love how the market's thinking.
I know.
Viticulture?
No, it's not going to be viticulture.
It's not going to be viticulture.
Because you already have Viticulture World. Now you have the Bordeaux board and all the other stuff. It's not that.
Fair enough.
He doesn't like Scythe. He doesn't like Expeditions.
Nope. I mean, we got audience members. I mean, a couple of them know me.
I'm assuming Wingspan.
Do you guys have a guess? No.
That's a good guess, though.
Apiary.
I almost put
Vantage is
Apiary
the
on the list.
I would like to see. I would like to
Almost.
see a precursor.
Interesting.
What brought us to where
The extinction
we
of
are?
humanity?
Yes.
Yeah, I almost,
like it.
almost put that on the list.
I wrote Apiary First Flight. We are playing the age where man has just died and the bees are starting to gain sentience, and we are actually building up our civilizations to get us to be the first set of bees in space.
Yeah, I'd play that.
I would play it in a heartbeat. And I even put in like a little side note. I would also love this really cool ability. I get it at a discount, but you guys can still pick it up because we're bees. We make dances. That's just what happens. I would also love to see, if they continue with Apiary, I would also love to see some space combat, honestly.
I don't want that game to be a 4X. I love it the way it is.
That's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous as it is. I'm just saying, like, if it happened, I personally, with all the games that I don't like that are 4X, I wouldn't hate it.
Have any of you guys played Apiary out there?
Apiary? Yeah.
So for you
Space
guys,
Bees.
Space Bees, it's a worker placement game that is essentially every person has their own hive that they are building, and each person gets to either advance their civilization, gain more favor with their queen, and as you do so, you are ranking up your bees
They
to go
age.
ahead and be better and better as they go. And the cool part is once they reach the apex, after you use them for their best ability, they can become a husk, essentially, and you can
Hibernate.
put it into this kind of like Hall of Memories, if you want to, this in memoriam area. And it gives you bonus content to use or just flat out victory points. The game is really well done.
And the game ends when enough bees have hibernated.
Yeah. And it's a fantastic game. It's got really good pieces right off the bat. And they just came out with a more stuff expansion here about a year ago. So
very good expansion.
If you haven't tried it, give
Actually,
it a shot.
that was in 2024.
Yeah, we're in 2026
Gosh.
now. Yeah.
Just over a year ago.
Because I was looking at my superlatives when I was doing my top 100 list. That was one of the best expansions for 24 for me.
That was solid.
Yeah. Literally, if it weren't for the fact that Euphoria, Apiary would have been on this list.
Very cool.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was only going to put one Stonemaier game on.
That tracks. And I was just like, this was literally the second game that popped in my brain when I was like, game that deserves an expansion. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to kind of break the mold and say, I want a prequel. I want to see what caused this to happen.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
that.
It's a great choice. Finally, a great choice, Eddie. Number 2
You
for you,
shut your... I'm not going to say a bad
shade.
word.
So this is my third oldest game in the list. And... this is also from Fantasy Flight.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I know that you're going to go ahead and agree
year?
with this. 2011.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I specifically did not put this on the list because I had it on last year's PopiCon list, and I knew it was going to be on yours.
Oh,
That's
just wait.
hysterical.
There's a callback for number 1, baby.
This is Gears of War.
Number 2 is Gears of War. Absolutely. Gears of War is a franchise that I have loved since the ground up. I have bought pretty much every iteration of it. Got to go to meet Carlos Ferro. Super awesome. And Gears of War, the board game, is
good.
Bar none one of the best, if not the best, interpretation of taking all of the elements of a video game and putting it into a board game. I absolutely love the gritty aspect of this. You get to use all of the major players from the video game and all of the special weapons and whatnot. It is fantastic.
And it only goes up to Gears 2.
Yes. What I would love to go ahead and see is sequels to it to go ahead and show you a full playthrough through Gears 2, Gears 3, and especially I want a game that is not just an expansion. I want an entire game of this where it is you being able to go ahead and have a horde mode and just you last as long as you can last.
Because you don't like the horde mode that's in the box.
I don't like the horde mode expansion or the horde mode that's in the box / expansion of it.
I don't remember if it comes off the old print on demand expansion or if it was in the box, but I know it's in there.
It's not great. I would love to go ahead and have a fully mapped out horde mode where you get to go ahead and pick your different areas, a la the video game, be able to go ahead and play against all of these randomly spawning baddies. And it's not a game where you can exactly find the end, but a game of how long can you last.
Yep.
And you can put on the message boards of, I got to wave 49 or something before we lost.
Yep.
I want to see that game.
Easy for me to agree with that. The problem is that Fantasy Flight lost that license ages ago. I think Steamforge Games has even lost the license after they did their card game for it. And Corey Konieczka has now retired from game design. So the chance of this ever happening is about less than 0. But, man, perfect world, it would be on the table. 100%. I want it. If nothing else, the game has been ripe for fan content that I don't think it really exists.
Yeah.
So my number 2 is a game that I reviewed solo, because it is a solo game. And this is from Jeffrey CCH and Ice Makes and North Star Game Studio. It came out in 2021. I had one of the best experiences with a game that I had with this, and then I finished it, and I hate it. And the game is called Isla and Something Shiny. When you look at the game, it almost looks like a kid's game, and it's absolutely not. But it is the story of Isla, who is a little rabbit that is pretty much crossing the world and having the absolute hell kicked out of her through 5 chapters. And it uses this amazing resource management and like card selection system to run it. It's a great system that is awesome. And then you get the actual true ending of the game and it just
Knocks the wind out of you.
it is offensive in so many ways. Like, give me some more of the actual world of Isla, not what happens in the ending. Or just straight up steal the mechanisms from this. Give me that system again in a story that actually concludes acceptably. I'm not even looking for great. I'm looking for one that doesn't actively make me mad. And I would buy it in a heartbeat. I even said it in my review of, let me play this again. Just don't let this guy write the story. That's what I want, because Island Something Shiny is so good. It is so fun to play.
And then it ruined all of it.
Whoa. It's just horrible.
That sucks.
Yeah. If it weren't for the ending, the game would probably be an 8 or a 9.
Wow.
I think I ended up giving it a 4 because I like the mechanisms that much that I was still willing to give it those couple points. But because the production was good, it's just that story is, so angering.
Yikes.
Yeah, Island's something shiny. Something needs to just straight up steal that system, the gameplay system, and do it again. That's all I want. So, your number one game that you think deserves a sequel or a second chance or something. We still haven't figured out what the theme of this list is.
What's so funny is when we were discussing this, like, this game actually kind of popped up in conversation. And what I also find is so funny is that I recently played one of these with one of our audience members, and I would love to see Forbidden Tundra. Where you are exploring an ice planet.
Very cool.
And like how normally you are dealing with the fact of, we've got blizzards, we've got avalanches, those things that you're going to deal with in the winter.
You could actually do cool things with lightning and storms.
Yeah, because, that one was a great one. But my idea would be, so normally in the game you have 4 turns. As you're getting colder, you start to lose turns. So
like action points?
You're losing your action points.
That'd
so
be
you are...
cool.
If you continue with this continuality of the storyline, we started at the island, we headed into the desert, we went into the sky, then we're in the jungle. Now we've crash landed and we are in a tundra type planet. We are looking for like a warp core or something that is going to allow this ship to get us out of here. But we are stuck on this frozen planet. So as turns are happening, you're losing your turns and it's getting colder. So you're looking for your warming stations. You're looking for things to keep you warm and keeping your action points available.
So I know you're not going to get this reference. Jason, you might, though this is kind of a deep cut. Lost Planet 2.
I understand.
This feels like Lost Planet 2, and I would play it.
I've played some of it.
Okay.
I have not played all of it, I will say.
It's a 360 era survival game where literally you are trying to maintain your warmth and keep going and do all this stuff.
Yep.
And then Lost Planet 3 is like, we're in the jungle. It made no sense.
That one was a little weird.
I love
that sounds great.
I love all of the
Forbidden.
I love all the Forbidden games other than Sky, unfortunately.
So you like 3
Sky,
of the 4?
3 of the 4. it's one of those things like I pretend it doesn't exist. They just went from the desert and landed in the jungle. But we literally played Island this past week.
It's still a great game.
And it's still a great game. Yeah. And we were so close. And then we lost in desert. It just went and got us. And we were like...
The sun beat down too much?
Sun beat down. That's all it takes. Yep. And we were like, we should be good. And then it beat down twice. And we was like, never mind. The game system is still there. And it's still ripe for picking. And I mean, give me Tundra.
That is one of the more possible ones of all the ones we've talked about.
Oh, yeah.
Here. Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Okay. And that was the one I was
like Gears of War, which will never happen.
So much.
Yeah, because as much as I was like, I wanted to be, this would be great. This would be great. This would be great. I was like, this is freaking feasible.
Jason, what's your number one?
Well, I don't know anybody that has been listening for the last year and a half. This is a long, ongoing
You did
thing
not.
Oh my God, he did.
That I have made as my number one.
I'm so mad at you
for
right now.
So many different things.
I'm so mad I didn't think you would do this.
I'm gonna guess it, and I'm gonna guess it because I'm not looking at this phone.
Let me just drink this in for a moment.
I
the
love
hatred from this side.
I love tombstones. I just have to be Helen one more time. Tell me I'm right, Jason.
So, from 1991.
You suck.
The game that is number one that I would love to see an expansion in this universe.
This is on your list last year.
Is Atmosphere.
Yes! I knew it.
I'm so annoyed.
Have any of you guys played Atmosphere before? This game is
never played Atmosphere. Oh my God.
Amazing and so simple.
And it's dumb and I love it.
So in the base game of Atmosphere,
I really thought you were done trolling me with Atmosphere.
No! Never!
I'm sorry. We've got new stuff that we can put into Atmosphere.
Boy, my number one is going to come off so flat after this.
I'm so happy. This makes my day. It started out as a VHS. And I still have it. Yes,
because it was Atmosphere.
There were 4 of them
and then it became
on VHS.
I played the first one, and I was talking to the friend who had it about trying to remake it.
Well, what's so funny is, I mean, you can watch the video on YouTube.
We have it.
Yeah, he has it. Oh my god, and
So
it's so fun.
I'm so
In
annoyed.
Atmosphere,
Freaking love you,
you
Jason.
are. Thank you. You are essentially all six, up to 6 players. It's 3 to 6. Start out as these skulls or these aberrations that are trying to harness the powers of 6 very individual and strong creatures. Some of which are going to go and be like a poltergeist, a mummy, a werewolf, all of these different kind of like horror things that are incarnate into very specific characters. Elizabeth Bathory as a vampire. So you are trying to, in this game, and all together in a nice compact 60 minutes, try to go in and collect the powers by rolling a die specifically onto the number to get them, to be able to collect the powers and then prepare for the rest of the game, because that's just the initial part, where if you do not get to one of these abilities, you become, and I'm not kidding you, they call it a Bone Ranger. This Bone Ranger now becomes a bad guy who is essentially trying to stop all of these horrors from being able to collect different keys that give them different abilities and essentially unlock the Well of Fears in the middle of the game, where you are going around an entire map to all of these different realms, trying to find different keys to do different powers, come back to the Well of Fears and open up the well and hope you do not pull your own fear out of the well. Because in the beginning of the game, everybody writes their deepest fear down, crumbles it together, and tosses it in a pot. Once you finish the game, you pop it open. If you do not get your fear, you win.
Unless you share a fear with another player.
Which is amazing.
Which is hysterical, because I played a game where 3 of us all wrote down spiders. So half of us, we were like, well, I gotta go do this if we're gonna run away again.
The best part about this game, and I am not kidding you, is through VHS, through DVD, through YouTube, there is a timer that is running on a video screen that will, at different points of the game, have a game master of sorts, which I cannot kid you, looks like the Crypt Keeper from Tales of the Crypt and Emperor Palpatine had a magical baby.
Mm-hmm. He's so ugly.
And this baby is the most snarky and amazing guy that you want to flip off every time you see him.
You know what my biggest annoyance is about this?
So good.
That this might be the most realistic, even more so than Frozen Tundra, of actually happening, because restoration games could do this.
Yes.
Oh, I think that would be amazing, because the way Restoration Games has brought back some of classics and has like really
I don't know
amped
if I would call the original Thunder Road or Fireball Island classics, but they made them modern
I'm
classics.
sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Fireball Island was... I was a friend with one kid in my neighborhood because he had Fireball Island. I hated the kid any other time unless he wanted to play
that
Fireball
was in
Island.
the 1940s.
Fireball Island was amazing.
So that was a different time in your life. It was a different game design.
I will destroy you.
I think if you go back and you look at the original, nostalgia does not treat that game well. Fireball Island Curse of Volcar did it extremely well.
Oh, yeah.
And to the point where, I hate admitting it, Atmosphere is kind of right for them. I'm so annoyed you put this on this list
it's
at
so
number
good.
1 again.
I'm drinking this hatred so much.
I'm getting splashback.
Guys.
It's amazing.
If you have a chance, I will even lend it out to you. Play this game at least one time. Look it up on the YouTube to go ahead and play one version.
It feels like a very 1996 game, too.
It is so funny because depending upon how you interact with this abhorrent guy, he can give you good stuff or bad stuff. So,
Silence.
please play this game, give it a try.
Hello, maggots.
Every time I've played it, it's amazing. What I would do for it is essentially give it another style a la either Whitechapel or War for the Ring, where after you get your horrors or become a Bone Ranger, you guys are on a map essentially trying to get to the different keys together.
Like a big hidden movement game?
Yes. Where you guys are trying to get to each area to get your different keys to be able to try to get to the well. Everybody will try to get different keys, collect them together, give them to one person, and then go to the well. But the Bone Rangers may or may not be the ones that either don't know where you are or you don't know where the Bone Rangers are. I think it could be a really cool implementation of this world.
So you're saying essentially Escape from the Aliens in Outer Space.
Kind of,
I would rather play Escape from Aliens in Outer Space.
but
Like werewolf.
yeah, but with Emperor Crypt Keeper also still chiming in the background.
Oh, that's fair.
Because he makes the game.
All right.
I'm so happy.
The,
Mark, what's your number one?
He's just gonna go, and we're done.
No, so like I would love this. This was one of the first games I thought of once I finally cracked the list once we came up with it. This is a game from 2011 from Sergei Golubkin, and it was published by Hobby World. It is based on a novel, and the novel itself has had multiple sequels. That it had a video game that ended up having multiple sequels, and this is Metro 2033. If you've ever played Metro, the video game, it is actually a fairly good take on the book. The book is very philosophical. It goes through a whole variety of things. And essentially what has happened in Metro 2033 is nuclear war has occurred, and the only that you know of surviving humans on the planet are in the Russian Metro underground. And each of these stations has essentially become a little city-state that is ruled by various ideologies. And so you can have fascists fighting anarchists, fighting, all kinds of utopians and whoever else. It is a really interesting game. The first video game was good. The board game itself took that idea of each player up to 6 people is one of the 6 factions within the book. And so you will have fascists fighting utopians, all that. It very much feels like a game from 2011 for a variety of reasons. That it has not aged well, and most of which being, if you are not playing with a full complement of 6 people, it does that really annoying power grid thing of, hey, we're just going to not go to this portion of the board. So you have this really cool map that you literally can't access half of it if you're only playing 3 players.
Yeah.
Metro 2034 and Metro 2035 are very different books. When you're looking at the games, Metro Last Light and Metro Exodus are very different games from the original. So you could essentially go the Metro 2035, Metro Exodus route. Give me a big open world of you are on the irradiated surface. You were trying to find other survivors. You have big mutated monsters. You could do a really cool campaign game. The problem is, I don't think it'll ever happen, but it is an IP. It is a book series. Honestly, it's one of those that how Amazon or Netflix or anybody hasn't picked it up for a TV show is kind of shocking, especially after Last of Us has done as well as it has.
Yep.
It's incredible. The board game, when it came out in 2011, was good. It has not aged well. I would love a sequel to it.
Do you think it is markedly or just in general different enough from Fallout that it doesn't seem like it would be?
Absolutely, because at its core, Fallout is about corporations experimenting on people. Mm-hmm. Metro is humanity trying to survive and literally pitting different ideologies against each other.
Yeah.
And the connecting tunnels from one station to another could be really safe. You could have the big station like Poldis that everybody is not essentially cooperating, but it's kind of the heart of the metro. Or you could have these dilapidated tunnels that are haunted. You could have the crazy demons running around. There's so much supernatural in it that they are essentially not comparable at all. Even though on the surface you're post-apocalypse, you're underground, that makes sense. They are very, very different.
Very cool.
Yeah. So that is our top 10 games that need a sequel. We'll do our honorable mentions here in a moment, but you guys, anything out there? Is there any game you're like, oh, this needs it?
Besides Atmosphere, which definitely deserves a new one.
I don't know how they would do it, but Villainous could use a touch-up.
Have you looked at the new one?
What new one?
It's in, I think it's in Target now. It's Villainous.
Oh, yeah.
It
yeah,
just
cool.
came out at
Yeah.
Gen Con. So it's relatively recent.
Is this gray box?
No, it's not the gray box. It's a black box. It is called, I can look this up.
I could really go for a Villainous version of Veiled Fate type of thing. I think that would be pretty neat too.
Villainous Unstoppable. Yep.
I heard about it. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah. Like I said, I've seen it in Target. It is a standalone, so it doesn't mix with regular Villainous. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They like the Harris Potter. That's like what's the X-Men minifigs thing.
Oh, yeah, like HeroClix, like a Harry Potter HeroClix.
I could be behind that.
That could be really, really cool.
That is a surprising IP they've never picked up, actually. Yeah, I could see that. Though now you made me think of what's the X-Men, the Siege.
Under Siege?
Yeah, X-Men Under Siege.
Oh, I love that game.
But like Hogwarts Under Siege.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
They could also do that.
That could be cool.
Do you remember the old Dragonlance style game where you had the different hex tiles to look up elevation?
I want to see like HeroScape?
No.
Oh, you're talking about wow!
Dragonlance.
I haven't thought about that one.
Real
in
callback.
ages.
We still have that one in the basement. But a Quidditch style version of that would be really cool.
Face Grip, the old Marvel, like tabletop game.
What was it called?
Face Grip, FASER.
Oh, you're talking from TSR, yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, TTR. I mean, we don't do a lot of TTRPGs. Yeah, I would love them to bring back that.
Yeah. I know that Marvel did come out with their own role-playing game. I saw the setting book for it. I would check it out because I do want to go ahead and look at the role-playing game itself to see if that is a potential. I'm
think I have
huge
it.
into Marvel.
Man, I totally forgot about this Dragonlance game.
Yeah, that Dragonlance game is a blast from the past, baby.
1998 or 1988. Sorry.
It is old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A deck builder like Avatar and Harry Potter out of the op, but for other IPs.
Yeah.
But that same like style of campaign style, just with other IPs.
Tron.
I would love to see some more Tron-style games in there, too.
Oh yeah.
Wizard of Oz would be really cool.
Okay, that would actually.
That's
There's
a
be really
enough
fantastic
people,
one.
yeah.
And that
Good call-out.
and that
I mean-
gives you the perfect like.
I mean-
and then they would leave out. Yeah, that's a good pick.
Alice
Wizard of
in
Oz is
Wonderland.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good calls. Anything else out of you guys?
Let's see an expansion for Wonderland's War.
There is one coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Two new factions are coming.
We've talked a bit about Wonderland's War on the pod already.
Yeah. The Kickstarter for that just happened in October, so it should be coming out later this year. The expansion is the White Queen and the Caterpillar. I'm very excited for that
And
expansion.
as soon as you can find it, definitely grab Mad Kala because that is an absolutely epic sequel to a game because it becomes a 2-player game and it stays in that world and in that vein. It's phenomenal.
Mad Call's great.
Mad Kala is great.
But yeah, that's what we've got. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you for
appreciate
listening.
you guys coming out.
And we'll catch you on the next one. Get out of my recital hall.
Technically, it's not your recital hall.
It is right now.